All right, your typical broken garage door here. All right, everybody, you got the panels out and off and in order. That way when we put them back, we just put 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to be working on taking these tracks off. We'll put new cables on. Come over here. Take all these off, take the lag off in the brackets to these that hold the verticals, and then new wires, rollers, and hopefully we'll be done here soon. All right, guys. Well, I didn't show you the panel setup, but the lighting's bad. But basically, you're going to start with the bottom panel, and then you're going to put the rollers in the track. Do the same on this side, and then come through and you wham, bam, 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 get in there. All right, gonna set you up right here. Hopefully, you can follow me around in here. Lost tunnel. It's gonna fit. Right. And of course, yeah, why not? Oh man, I think we'll sit up here. All right, there we go. All right, so when putting in a garage door, you want to make sure that all these flaps are down. Before I put that panel up, I noticed that this one was up. So put them down, make sure they're all down all the way across. Grab your last panel. And slide her in. Dang it. That is not the way to do it, but it is. Alright. So basically, if you can see that, we're going to want to get that taut and then screw in our screws. Just get it snug and then hold it there. Okay, and then we're going to try to do it this way. We'll grab it on there. So I'm pulling back on that and I'm putting pressure on that. So now we go back through and go, yeah, that seems about right. Okay, we're going to want to do the same thing. Make sure we're not hung up on anything. Pull this out like new. And this one wraps up the opposite way. It can be a little tricky for some people to figure out. And then again, we're just going to hand tighten that. Cable is staying tight. To make sure that it's really holding, but I think we're going to be good. Okay, and I want to show you now that I retightened that. I was pulling on this while tightening these, and look at, it's like a guitar string, right? You don't need or want any other pressure than that. Make sure everything is free and clear. Once you hook this up to the springs and get your springs wound, which I'll show you here in a second, this is going to want to go up, and you're going to want to make sure you have everything as far as your spacing and your wire tautness. You could even come over here and tighten this one up after you've done that one, because sometimes you'll loosen it up just a little bit. How to wind some springs, okay? Now, first off, I got to find my winding bars. There they are. Okay, so we grab our winding bars. You got your wrench. You can use a socket too. Mindful of how many strokes it took to get down to where we are, right? So it should be, or you can make your own line with a marker if you got one. We'll just have to wind it the old-fashioned way. So a good rule of thumb is to check how many times it's supposed to be wound before you do this. I wanted to show you this, so I went on to Garage Door Nation and I'm checking out now. My door height is 7 feet. So it says 31 quarter turns and 7 3/4 full turns. See if we can make this work. Okay. I don't have any paint or a marker, so I'm going to draw a line. Okay, so we know we need to go 7 3/4 turns. After a while, it gets a little hard to turn, so you throw your winding bar in there. Okay, and this is going to be a process. Okay, and from my phone it's a little bit more difficult to see, but there's a fat end here. Okay, so we're going up. This is like a path of rotation. Okay, I think we're getting close. So we got one. So if we look at our lines here, okay, if we look at our lines, we got, okay, we won't count that one. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we got to go to 7 3/4 if it's low. Okay, so we got them out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got about another rotation and 3/4 because it's 7 3/4 turns, right? One more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're gonna want to come back. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3/4. Okay, so now you kind of hit this over a little bit, fully extend that spring, and I can see that there's holes marks that are showing. So maybe they were a little over tightened last time or under tightened. We will find that out here shortly. Those set screws need to be tightened before you ever think about taking that winding bar out. This is a process, you guys, and it's not. You should not be messing around. Okay, so you'll be able to put a winding bar in here, right? And take a little bit. Our other winding bar, our other spring, sorry. I want to check that. Now that's taut. That's the same type of deal. You want to get your pencil as even as possible and make a mark. You want a straight mark. That one's not straight. Okay. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3/4. All right, give this a little kick over. That extends our spring a little bit. Tighten these set screws. Okay. All right, so another important thing that you're going to want to pay attention to when you're doing garage doors is you're going to want to look at the travel, okay? And these are going to be adjusted with a simple screwdriver. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow your garage door to go further down or further up. There's travel up, travel down, and there's also force down and force up. So if we go over here, I'm going to go a little bit more on the bottom there. So we'll go up, we'll go back down. That seems to help a little bit, but the concrete is uneven on that side. It cracked and shifted up, so as long as we got a pretty good seal there, I think we're going to be okay. And there's some snow and gunk in there too, so make sure everything is tightened up from top to bottom. Your horizontal rails are good. Obviously you can't, this one was further over this way, so I had to move it over this way, and that was the reason they had the garage door issues, is that it was keep coming off the track. And so again, you're going to want to lube, spray WD-40 all up and down here, all the hinges, all the plates, and you can even spray the springs. They ain't going to hurt nothing. And make sure everything's tip top. That's basically a garage door install. I know it wasn't the best, but hopefully it helps somebody out there, all right?